I like it. Do you want to, you know what I was going to say? Do you want to guess what it is? And then I remembered your part of the show, Andy.
Yeah.
And you've got the notes in front of you. What country it is?
You wanted me to join in with the song.
Oh, yeah. Do you know it? Do you know the words?
I don't know the words.
It's the Belgian national anthem, of course. Charlie Baker and Andy Jacobs with you till 4. It's the Belgian national anthem. We've been covering every single country in the Euros. In no particular order. I thought it was alphabetical, but we're on Belgium, so I'm assuming it's not the second day. And seeing as we did Romania yesterday, it's just an absolute scattergun approach to how we're doing it. But why not? We're looking at each team, and we're giving fun facts as well, aren't we, Andy?
We are.
Would you like to give us a fun fact before we get Kristof on?
Cricket is thought to be a Belgian invention, not British. I didn't know that.
We didn't know that at all. There we are. This is the sort of thing you learn on this feature. Joining us now is Belgian football expert Kristof Terruer. Hello, Kristof.
Hello, guys. Don't ask me to sing the words of the national anthem because I don't know them.
Do you not know them?
No.
What are Belgium trying to say with their national anthem? Do you know?
It's a call for unity, basically. Okay. I know some of the words, but I don't know them by heart. I'm not as patriotic as...
you'd get in all sorts... If you were the Belgian manager, you'd get in all sorts of trouble. Because if you don't, if you were stood there before a match not singing...
Well, there are lots of players not singing it either. Our captain, Kevin De Bruyne, he doesn't know the words either. So if Kevin De Bruyne doesn't know the words, I don't have to know the words either.
It's interesting. I mean, you'll be depending on Kevin De Bruyne a lot because he's a wonderful player, but he had a bit of sort of strange he was out for a long time. Then he came back and looked absolutely brilliant. But in the final, I thought he looked pretty tired on Saturday.
Well, I already had that impression during the top games in the Premier League that he wasn't the old Kevin De Bruyne as yet. But yeah, he has had some little issues with that hamstring that he's been out for 4 months. So you get the thing. I saw him like end of January, February. Did a long interview with him, and there he already put his foot on the brake a little bit when everybody was very enthusiastic about his comeback against Newcastle, where he changed the game. And he said, I still need time. I remember my first training session with the squad somewhere in December, and I was really shattered. My legs were hurting. And he says, it always takes you a while if you're not training with the Premier League squad. It takes a few months to get on their physical rhythm. That's something he said. And as we've all seen, maybe during the Champions League semi-final against Real Madrid, he had to be taken off because his legs were just empty. He didn't have anything in his legs anymore. So I think it's a little bit of a physical issue, and also he has a huge scar on the back of his thigh. So maybe he won't be ever the same again. Never say that, but he's had his ups and downs. We rely on him and Lukaku now, to be fair.
Yeah, he had some good moments though towards the end of the season. To me, it looks like it's no longer the golden generation, but when you look at the forwards, that looks to be the strength. De Ketelaere had a great season for Atalanta. Doku is a really
Doku made a bit of a difference when he came on in the
Trossard had a great season for Arsenal. So there's a lot of strength there, along with Lukaku. But are you a bit concerned about the defence?
Yes, but I compare the situation a little bit with England. You have lots of opportunities up front, to be fair. But when I look at your defense and your goalkeeper, I always say, but that's not top. And that's the same for Belgium, but your defenders are playing at a higher level than ours. So we will, it's the main worry. I think there will be more chaos. Under Martinez, we used to be very slow and we used to be very dominant. Now will be a transition team, I think. So I think we will have more difficulties during the group stages where we are the favorites, basically, against Ukraine. We're playing Slovakia and Romania. But then maybe if we play against a bigger country, we can, let's say we face France, we can just purely play counter-attack. And with Toko, with De Bruyne, with Lukaku, with Bakayoko on the right, or somebody else, Trossard, we have really good transition players. So as Kevin De Bruyne described it, there will be more chaos and Belgium will be all or nothing at the Euros.
Yeah,
but it will be exciting in transition. Basically, we can hurt a lot of teams, to be fair, when we're not the favorites. Maybe that's good in knockout stages because everybody thinks we're gonna walk through that the qualification group yet. 3 of them possibly qualify, so that shouldn't be an issue. But then we'll see if we can hurt teams. Definitely with Doku, who's been for Belgium also brilliant in qualification games. And Premier League is at a high pace, but international games are usually slower. And if you have a player who can make the difference with the dribble and that acceleration, it might help.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing we're surprised at, though, because he came back at the end of the season, is Courtois. I don't know if it's through loyalty to the goalkeepers that got them there, but I can't believe they've left him out. He's the best goalie in the world, and if he's fit, he should be in there, surely.
Yeah, but there's the issue he has with Domenico Tedesco. I'm going to tell the story short. I think like last summer, Courtois was honored for his 100th cap with Belgium, and that was against Austria. And Kevin De Bruyne was not there, so Domenico Tedesco had to pick a captain for that game, and he had 2 options: or I make his vice captains are Lukaku and Courtois. I choose Romelu Lukaku, who has missed a huge chance in the Champions League final and is completely down, or Courtois is playing his 100th cap at home, and Courtois was honored, and his wife at that moment was there to give him a trophy, and he wasn't captain. And he took that as a huge humiliation, basically not being captain in the game where he's celebrated by everybody. And then he just walked off after meeting with Tedesco after the game. Everything from that meeting got leaked to the media. We take our part of the blame for that. Courtois was angry about that, blamed Tedesco and other players. So it all went wrong between those two. During the summer, the technical director of the Belgian Federation went to Madrid to talk to him. There seemed to be a solution possible. Then Courtois gets injured and everybody thinks he's out for the season. He comes back earlier, gets injured again, but there hasn't been any communication with Tedesco again. And after Tedesco said something in a press conference, I think in March, Courtois reacted with a few Pinocchio emojis with the lion man. So
nice.
So
he's got no strings.
In Belgium, nobody asks anymore why Courtois is not in the squad anymore. But it's a strange situation. He's fit for the final of the Champions League, and I guess he will be playing that final because Ancelotti tends to choose the best goalkeeper.
Courtois is part of our next fun fact, actually. We've got a few more fun facts. I'll run these by you, Kristof. Here they are.
Okay,
Belgian men are the 2nd tallest in the world.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
How tall are you, Kristof?
I can't put it in it. 1 meter 85, so it's not that tall, but it's okay.
Anybody?
So.
No, I didn't.
6'1", I think.
6'1". Okay, yeah. Well, let's go with 6'1". There we are. 2nd tallest in the world. Belgium's highway can be seen from the moon. Imagine that. Neil Armstrong, second thing he said. One small step for man. Is that Belgium?
Right. Yeah, I think you can see all the traffic jams in Belgium from the moon. That's a possibility. You don't see those cars moving. There's lots of small lights. It's possible, but I don't think those jams were already there.
I'm still shuddering from the silence I was met with when I did a gig in Belgium in about 2016. And Belgium has been producing chocolate for almost 400 years. We know that. That's not a fun fact. We don't need that, do we? Don't need that on there. We knew that one. Ruthless producer. There we are. Kristof, do you think you're going to win the Euros?
No, like every tournament, I say no, we're not going to win it. We will be, I think, quarterfinals, semi-finals will already be a success. So, but we're not going to win it. And now I'm probably jinxing it. And
you never know.
At the end of the golden generation,
it's pretty wide open.
You've got rid of a few of the ones you're really heavily relying on. The team comes together, doesn't it? That's what happens.
Yeah, that's usually what happens, and you have a younger squad who's more hungry, and that happens too. Like players who haven't seen it all yet, so they might surprise. To be fair, it will be a huge shock if we win it in Belgium. Nobody expects anything. Like in 2014, when we played our first tournament in 12 years, there was huge excitement in the country. Now there's barely any excitement in the country about Belgium. You're at the stage where everybody has to prove themselves again. National manager, nobody knows Domenico Tedesco, unknown German basically, and then some of the young players, they don't know them yet because some of them have never played in the Belgian league, so they all have to prove it first.
Fantastic. Well, good luck. Have a lovely summer, Kristof.
Yes, you too, guys.
There we are. Thanks so much. talkSPORT is the best place for all your Euro coverage this summer. We'll have live commentary of all 51 games. Kicks off in Munich on Friday, the 14th of June. It's me, Charlie Baker, and Andy Jacobs with you through until 4 o'clock with our friends at Toolstation.
Paul Hawksby and Andy Jacobs, Monday to Friday afternoons 1 till 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.